Waiting to see if it is live. I know there's a bit of a time thing here, so. Good, we're live. Let me know if you can hear me, and we'll get started shortly. Hello to all the early birds. It's going good so far. I just started. You haven't given me time to mess up yet. We're going to get started real soon. I just want to make sure that that notification goes out and it'll give people a chance to join. Hey Derek, thank you so much. Been working overtime on this last couple of days, so just in preparation for tonight. So I'll just go back up through the list here. Now I know that Wigwag was probably here first because I mean I saw his messages earlier on in the day, but it shows that Trackside Mike is here, and Roger Coleman, and Wigwag, and M&M Rails, and Tim from They Make It Like That, and Dwayne Miller, who might not be with us all night because he's working. All good. I know the feeling. And James from Dundas Junction Model Railroad. How's it going, James? Then we got John Train. Hopefully you received your Go car. If you haven't already, then I'm sure you'll get it within the next couple of days or so. And CP Whiskey Creek and N Scale. Chris, how's it going? And Bub031. Bubs will be joining me this Sunday for the brunch build. He might actually get around to finishing his hobby shop. We'll see. We still got to figure out what he's doing. I don't know yet. He won't tell me. It's the world's best kept secret right there. And of course, Derek Alexander. How's it going, Derek? And Kyle Stevens. Oh, hey Kyle, how's it going? Yeah, really. You know, like there's a lot of different types of motivation, and I find that for the Third Rail Thursday and doing this type of show where it's going to be kind of like a show and tell, not really, but kind of. If the title there, Waterworks, doesn't tell you kind of what's going on tonight, then I don't know what will, except for me telling you what's going on tonight. I'm really hoping that Dwight shows up tonight because this is for him. This entire show I'm dedicating to DK, Dwight Curley. So hopefully he does show up. He requested it, and I'm making it happen just for him. This is all for him. And kind of for me too. But part of the motivation for that comes from, wanting to do something really cool, something I've never done before. And not just something I've never done before, but doing it live. Oh yeah, bring out the Draper Tabor. Yeah, give it a couple of weeks. That'd be That'll be something. Hey, Cornell, how's it going? Hello, hello, hello. All right. I'm gonna avert your eyes, children. I'm on the camera now. So today's Third Rail Thursday. We go live every Thursday, and even though I'm talking with my hands, you can't see them, so that's fine. But so the first Thursday of the month, it's usually Tim from They Make It Like That over on his channel, and it's the second week, so that's why you're here, and that's why I'm here, obviously. Next week will be over on Mark's channel, M&M Rails. He's going to be doing a water pour as well. No, I'm just joking. I don't know what he has planned. And then we'll have GVO After Dark and Keeping Track at the end of the month. So, yeah, good times, good times. I appreciate everybody showing up, everybody coming by, everybody stopping in to see what's going on. Dwight's here. Oh my gosh. That's great. Okay, so Dwight, you might have missed it, but this show tonight, the show is completely dedicated to you because you had put in a request quite some time ago. I don't know how long ago it was, but it was quite some time. And then several times after that, because you said that you wanted me to do a water pour live. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that tonight, and it's all for you. Yeah. Hey, Russ. How's it going? Both Russ and Dwight, your packages have been sent. I believe I got emails from both of you in reply to that. All of them are out the door now, so that's good. One less thing to worry about. I hope everybody receives their things. If there's any issues, let me know, obviously. I'm usually pretty good at wrapping things, though, so there shouldn't be any issues, unless it's like, postal service being the postal service, but I can't do anything about that. Yeah. So let's get started, because I'm very, very excited to do this tonight. And it's not just, it might sound like I'm just pouring water into the lake, and that's all, fine and dandy. But if we turn back the wheels of time here, if anybody has their DeLorean or time machine of sorts, yeah, I get to work. Yeah, I'm working on my beard. After we do the water pour, I'm going to use my beard in the static grass applicator to add bits of me around the layout. Just kidding. So if we turn back the wheels of time, there was something I had talked about when I first started this layout. Even before I started it, I said several things. I said, this layout has to be different than all my other ones, because this is layout number 5. I want to learn new things. I want to try new things, and I want to get to certain parts on this layout that I've never been to before. One of those things was a helix, and I did it. Second thing, adding trees. There's trees around the layout, not as many as there should be, but I'm there. The third thing is adding realistic water. Not real water, but realistic looking water. Jeez, that's a different kind of waterworks here. So we're going to do that tonight, and I am super stoked because I've never done it before, and I'm so worried. Mark was right. I really shouldn't have done this live. But it's part of the dedication. It's part of, do what you got to do. And you guys are all going to come along on this awesome journey. Yeah, I'm totally procrastinating. No, I'm not going to just do it. It's like a 2-minute thing. But I'm going to talk about it, and I'm going to say, okay, look, this is what we've got. This is what I had to do in preparation. You guys, push. No, it's fine. It's fine. We got this. We'll get there. But I'm going to show you the area. Okay, so this is the area that that I will be pouring the water. I did quite a bit to prepare. Yeah, hopefully for good reasons and not for like the house burning down. Um, this is the area that I'll be pouring the water. It's a neat little area, mostly just scenic. You know, there's obviously the single track that runs through it, and you know, the little road with the telephone poles and whatnot. So you'll see, obviously, like this was foam and plaster cloth, and you know, a few other things. This past week, I finished up the rock on the other side of the bridge. You can't see that, but I finished that up. I did static grass all over the two hills there. You can see all that green. It's staticky and it's, you know, it stands up. And then you'll notice that the water area, it's like that bluish kind of green color. So I'll show you what I used for that. But yeah, it's basically just a paint that you use, and you paint the bottom of the whatever the water is, or wherever the water is going to be. I do like to reference Woodland Scenics and, you know, their videos. Their videos are very helpful, and they make it sound super easy. Also, they're professionals, where me, not so much. It's my first time, so no one's going to give me a hard time about this because it's literally my first time. And then, of course, I added some reeds there coming up. You can't see all of it, but it does exist. And there's a few spots where there's a little bit more and somewhere there's a little bit less. But I put some white glue down, and then I put the reeds in. And it's been at least 24 hours, 24 to 48, somewhere in there. So the white glue is dry, and you have to make sure that you put all your rocks in and all the ground stuff, you know, all the... What? Hi. Yes. My cat's bothering me already. So yeah, so you want to make sure that all your river bottom or lake bottom is all done first. And you can tell it's kind of not that smooth because I used plaster to kind of seal it in. Apparently this resin stuff will eat away at foam. Which is very important to note because you don't want to put it right on the foam. If not over time, you know, eventually. I don't know. Or right away. I haven't tested that. But apparently it eats away at foam. Yeah, she really... yeah, the last thing she needs is me pouring more water over here. So basically, and I'll show you, these are... This is what I'm using here. So this is all my stuff. So the lake bottom, it's the Woodland Scenics, and the color I used is Hunter Green. So they have a bunch of different colors that you can do the bottom, and it basically changes the color of, you know, the overall look. So and it also depends on the geographical or whatever location, you know, if it's a muddy swamp, you know, rainforest, lake, ocean, you know, depending on what you are doing, you will need to choose some specifics. A little bottle like this, I didn't even use that much for that. I think I used about maybe that much. And it was on pretty thick. And of course I got it from the Otter, and it was $10. $10 for this, and it goes a really long way. If you've got a large area to do, this is pretty good. I mean, you can go with your own paints and whatnot, but I mean, you know, spot on colors for what it's worth. So I already did that. The next thing we would be using. Now, I didn't go with the Woodland Scenics one. Why? Because I would have to have it shipped to me, and Michael's is down the street. So I went to Michael's and I got this. This is the clear casting resin kit. And I'm pretty sure it's basically almost the same thing as the Woodland Scenics, but only the Woodland Scenics one apparently comes in a, you know, a single bottle, where this is 2 bottles, right? And on top of that, I got a navy blue color that I'm going to add as a tint to the actual resin as well. So it'll be a blue tinted water over top of that greenish blue bottom. And apparently the darker the water bottom or the lake bottom, it'll show more depth. So I didn't want it to be too deep, but deep enough that it, you know, if you jump in, you know, it's above your head, basically. So there's that. So I'll be adding drops of that to that, and I'm going to mix it all in here. You have to do it very 50-50. So yeah, and then you have to stir for 5 minutes. And I've got stir sticks, which is good. Looks like I got a little bit of everything here. It's really not much when it comes to doing this, but there's other things that you need to, you know, note as well. For example, okay, we're gonna take a look here. Hey, plumber, how's it going? All right, so with the location that I am going to be, you know, pouring the water, it goes right to the edge of the layout, and you can kind of see it there, just below the CN bridge, the green bridge that you have there. I put a piece of plastic. This is just plastic styrene, and it's on the outside of the fascia. Now there is a bit of a lip where the resin will sit in. So hopefully it doesn't go over that. If it does, then at least the plastic will stop it, and it won't leak or anything. Now, because I am extremely worried that at some point here it will leak, yes, you can see all the paper towel I have covering all the bottom, just the stuff that's, you know, a little bit pricier. I moved my trains and my cars out of the way, but I covered a lot of the other stuff so that if there is a leak and it looks like it's raining, then yeah, at least the paper towel will catch it and we'll be good going forward. So again, this is the area, and yeah, let's do this thing because I am so excited. I feel like I've been waiting a really long time to do this, so let's get this done. So what we're going to do, we're going to mix the, we put part A into the cup, and then I'm going to add the navy blue, and then we're going to put in part B, which is the casting hardener, and then basically we go from there, and then we stir it for the 5 minutes or whatever, and then we pour it in. Yeah, drum roll. It's either going to be good or bad. I don't know. There's only one way to find out, right? Okay. So, one of the things I already did, I took the, the color out. It's a nice blue. I'm gonna shake this up first. It's not open yet. No one's blaming Dwight. A little bit of faith goes a long way, guys. Thanks, Cornell. You at least have the right mindset. No side bets unless I can get in on that, Chris. I might have to screw up on purpose at that point. Okay, so now because of the area, I don't exactly know how much I'm going to need. So what I would like to do is do maybe a 1/4 liter of one, add my colors, and then do a 1/4 liter of the other, making it a 1/2 liter that I pour in there. It is a pretty big area, And it will be kind of thick. So hopefully... No. Yeah, that a gallon would be too big. These are 16 fluid ounces. And they say that for every something you're supposed to do so many drops. Which do you think I remember now? Nope. Now I think I'll probably do or end up doing about 12 drops of this, of the navy blue. If it doesn't seem right, if it doesn't seem like enough, then I will probably do more. But they say that that should be enough for what I'm doing here. Okay, and what I want to do, or what I would like to try to not do, is make a mess. No spilling, you know. I wish I had a knife. Oh, you know what? That'll do. Okay. Now, hopefully I'm not making too much. Hopefully... Should I do... Dang. 4, let's do 4, no. 8... 2 cups of that? Yeah, let's just do the 2 cups. Because what's the worst that can happen versus... Okay, so this is part A. This isn't your setting solution or anything. Now there's another thing that I do have to do as well. But you know what? Let's do it at a half. Because that does look like a lot. And even if I do it too thin, I can... And this stuff self-levels too, which is kind of neat. Okay. First part is in. Okay. Now, for this, adding, I believe I said 12 drops, because there's quite a bit here. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now, if it seems like I need more, I will add more. No kidding. Here we go. It's a pretty nice color so far. Okay, so keeping in mind this is only part A, I'm going to still need to add part B. It's going to take a good 72 hours for it to completely harden all the way through. Again, like, if I do mess up, knock on wood, if I do mess up, this is not a permanent forever layout. It's only my first time doing this. So I will not be mad if it does mess up, but it is a learning process. And, you know, this is how we grow. This is how we become better. This is, you know, where do I go with this? Oh, yeah, no. Okay, so put up those two lines. So this is the setting solution. Okay, so that's equal 50-50 right there. Plus, obviously, the 12 drops, but we don't really count those. That stuff does kind of smell a little bit, as I can smell it, right? But it's like, you know, I wouldn't want to get stuck in a room with just that smell, but it's not terrible. It's not like a, oh my gosh, I'm gonna hyperventilate or something. So they really want me to do this for 5 minutes. Is anybody counting 5 minutes? I hope somebody's counting 5 minutes. And I don't know if I'm going to use this specific plastic container again. I got it at the dollar store. It was like $1.50. So, you know, I'm not too worried about that. And if it needs to go the way of Old Yeller, then I will just toss it. And if I, you know, when I go to do another one, I'll do it again. My arm is tired already. Jeez. Now, if I don't use all of it, there's another project that I'm working on, which is in the other room. I'll have to go and get it. I should probably pour it in there first and do that. This is pretty thick. I don't like that there are bubbles in it, and I don't exactly have a blowtorch to get rid of those. So, and also this entire thing is made of wood. Do I really want to use a blowtorch if this whole thing is wood? I could see me singeing all the little hairs in the in the water. The whatchamacallits. Yeah, I just switch arms. I mean, I don't really have a good arm or a bad arm. Ugh, I just have to keep switching. A beer dryer? Yes, it's a... Yeah. I hope I made enough. It doesn't look like there's enough, But you know what? Even if it goes on thin, again, do another coat. I'll tell you guys, you know, like I'll keep you guys posted as far as, you know, how this goes. If I need to do another, you know, coat, then I'll tell you. I'd like to be very transparent when it comes to something like this, because if we're learning something and we're doing something like this, you know, together, and then you want to go and you want to do that, then, you know, want to make sure that you're well informed. What time are we at? What time are we at, everybody? It's been at least 4 minutes. I think it's been 4 minutes. Bubs is at 3 minutes. Okay, well, he knows. Yeah. Yeah, you can do this one and then do another one over top of it. But you want to wait for this one to fully cure first. It would, technically. If it was one coat, it would all become solid together. Oh my gosh, my arm. My wrists. Bubs was right. He said you need to get a drill bit with a thing on the end for stirring. I think he said something about a coat hanger. Probably, but all my drills don't have the thing where, like, when you hold the end, you know, it pinches the thing. It it has a locking mechanism on the end. No, she can barely make it up onto a chair, let alone the second level. So I think she's good. I think she'll be good. My other cat has been on the top part of my layout, but he's not allowed down here. Yeah, he's walked like up the helix basically. 30 seconds remaining. Okay, I'm gonna go over to here, and I'm gonna keep stirring, but I'm gonna go over to here. I won't be able to. Or actually, you know what? No, that's fine. It's fine. I'm still stirring. I swear, but I'm still sitting here. Okay, are you guys ready for this? All right. Okay. Okay. Hey, y'all, we're going to pour water now. Okay. Oh, man, what have I gotten myself into? Okay, here we go. Okay, I gotta come over here. Okay, stop dripping. Okay. Oh yeah, I totally could have done the half and half. What I will do, I will just level this stuff out. I'm going to get a paintbrush, and I'm going to kind of move it around a bit. Now I'm just kind of leading it down that way so it'll kind of vamoose down that way. And I'm going to push it up a little bit this way so it goes into here. And the good part is I'm pretty sure that if I can do this first part here without there being any leaks whatsoever, then when I go to do the second pour on this, there shouldn't be any issues whatsoever, because it'll all be sealed. And I will totally need to do, I can tell you right now, I will need to do a second pour. I wouldn't even be opposed to doing it right over top of this, like right now. But I'm going to spread this out first so that it's all more or less good. And then we're going to do the exact same thing one more time. The work time with this is 30 minutes. So as long as I get this all poured and more or less situated, okay, I'm feeling pretty good about this so far. And nothing is leaking. 0 leaks. Good nights mean good mornings. Okay. You have to let the first, but I do have 30 minutes. Don't do a second? Okay, I won't do a second. We're good. Okay, I won't do a second pour. That's fine. Let me just check here. I want to make sure it's like right along the rocks here and stuff. Now I will go back over it and I will do, effects and whatnot. Tim said not to do a second coat, so I will not do a second coat until this actually cures. I am totally cool with that. Is there somewhere I can sit this where it's... Okay. It seems okay there. Let's see. Torch it? Yeah, I don't have a torch. That's the only problem. It, like, when you look at it, like, from here... See, what you're seeing there over on that side, like, along... If that's what you're looking at there, that it's little bumps. It's not actually bubbles. And that'll be hidden once I do a second coat. If that's what you're referring to. Blah, blah, blah. I don't know if you guys are you know, joshing me or... Okay, maybe a hairdryer. Can you guys give me like 2 seconds and I'll go get a hairdryer? Oh, you know what? I probably don't even have anywhere to plug it in. Let me just... I'll take you guys and I'll show you. Just so that you can obviously see. Like, there's no bubbles. What you're seeing in there is pieces of the, like, because I use plaster. And it's not super flat. So you're seeing what looks like little bubbles, but they're not bubbles, they're bumps on the actual, the floor. Should I have sanded it? Probably. But when I put a second coat on there, you won't see it. Or it'll just look like a rock on the bottom. Thoughts? Thoughts? Should I still get that hairdryer? I should probably get the hairdryer. Okay, hold on. I'll put you back here. Sorry for the dizziness. It's a tripod, so... A lighter and hairspray. Darn it, Sidetracks. I'm not Sidetracks. Again, first time. Hot, low setting on fan. Oh, yeah. I'm going to add, a couple of different things to it. Oh, it's not even like, it's just... doing it. It doesn't take, like, if you think that there's some sort of skill to this, like, I just mixed it and poured it. It's like, of all those years making, like, chocolate milk, this is finally, this is where it's come down to, But I do appreciate the kind words. I really like the color. Yeah, no, I really don't see any bubbles. They're literally, like, I can see what you guys are talking about when I stand over there. There's little bumps right along here. And the bumps are just the bottom thing. It's really just, there's a couple over here too, and one there. So once I put another layer on, not right now, I'm going to wait the 72 hours or 3 days. What's today? Thursday? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Sunday night. I'd like to do it during the brunch build. That'd be kind of cool. But I don't know, maybe at some point, like next week or something. It takes a lot to get to, that finished point. And, even doing all this, right? Like, you have to put in the ground, raise everything up, make sure your feeders and whatnot for the track, because obviously there's track, right? The road, the telephone poles, the, roadside stuff. I don't have any signage or lights on in this area, so that's one less thing to worry about. I still have to finish the ballast up to the bridge, which that's not a huge deal because I wanted to finish all this first, all this static grass. P.S. Static grass feels fun. And then, I finished all this. I put more greenery up in here. I made that look a little bit better, but I'm going to go over with static grass after. And then, of course, just filling all this in and doing all that. I still have to do more rocks underneath here, but I wanted to get the water in first just to check the height on it, just to make sure that that's good. Just getting to that spot. And you know what? It did not leak. It didn't leak at all. I'm looking under the layout. There's no leaks. So, one less issue, which I couldn't be happier about. Yeah, true. Oh, about the road tunnel thing. I wanted to make it look like it was going off into the distance, sort of, from certain points, but... Oh, it takes a while? But it's so thick. So, in order for it to get through some of that, it would have to, I do like that it does self-level, though. I did keep my my paper, the paper towel down, just to make sure that, if it is a leak, then we're still covered. And I did keep that plastic piece up there. You can kind of see it up there. And I'm going to leave it there until, obviously, everything's fully cured and I do that the second layer as well. Just in case it does, if it does quit on me or if it does need to leak there, then at least it's, Thanks, David. Thanks, William. Yeah, it's like, again, I'm not like any sort of professional, and I don't pretend to be a professional. But what I do have is, a willingness to learn. When you try things and, if you fail at something, it doesn't matter. I could fail at something 20 times, but I've really only truly failed if I've given up overall. And, trying something like this, something I've never done before, it is kind of scary to do. And even though it might sound like I was procrastinating, I really wasn't. I really want to hype it up, do some water. It's not anything that's any more difficult than, I don't know, laying track or something. I don't know. All of this stuff, it's not super difficult. At least there's an easy way to do everything. So hopefully if I've showed you anything, it's like an easy way to do it, I guess. I don't know if there's another way to do this. It's just how I did it, I guess. Yeah, it's weird that it takes, well, they said that the resin is good for 30 minutes, so it's still workable for 30 minutes. And then after 12 hours, the top of it becomes, hard. And then within 72 hours, the full thing all the way through should be cured. And I wouldn't do any effects or anything like that until I 100% knew that it was cured and, done. Like, done. Oh, yeah, I do procrastinate though. But this time it was, oh yeah, there you go. See, now you're making lemonade. If I do have a leak, turn it into a waterfall. That's funny. The stuff is really thick and leaks may take a couple of hours. Okay, well, now I'll be up all night worrying about leaks. It's just like, when my kids were babies. Got to check them every so often for, a wet diaper. Make sure there's no leaks. For those of you who haven't had kids, the joys of having kids. No, I didn't use the Woodland Scenics. I used... I went to Michael's. Michael's is a Canadian art store. And I was going to show this camera. Okay, I didn't ask for the stream to stop, but apparently it did stop for a second there. So that's kind of weird. Yeah, so Michael's is a Canadian art store, and this is what I got. Craftsmart, which I believe is their brand. You get the 2 bottles. It was originally like 30 some odd dollars Canadian, but they do have coupons. Always clip your coupons. And I think it cost me like 23 bucks for this. Woodland Scenics, depending on where you buy, is probably about 17. And then, tax on top of that. But I think I paid like 23 after tax. So not bad. And I still have a lot left too. I have a lot of everything actually. But at least I know my measurements. So, I do a quarter of one, do another quarter of the other, and then 12 drops of the fluid. Yeah, always get Michael's coupons. If you've learned anything here today, go onto their website when you're standing in that long line and Google Michael's coupons, and you'll save 30, 40, or even 50% off. When I bought my frames, I got them from Michael's. Boxing Week, 50% off. Yeah. Pinch every penny. Exactly. And you know what? Like, I get a lot of art supplies from them. Look at this. Look what else I got going on. Plaster cloth. No, I'm not going to do this right now, because if you thought that was messy, this is worse. This stuff is like, put loud music on, send the children to their friends' houses, and, go to town on the layout, and, create some new land structures and get messy with it. So that's a Saturday, Sunday afternoon kind of thing. So I'm not going to do that right now, but I think that they normally go for, well, they're $18 or $19 for that. Coupon, gets me about $12. So thank you. The color, total shot in the dark. I'll show you this again. Total shot in the dark for the color. It was a hunter green bottom, which, you could go either way with that. Hunter green. And the cool thing is that I learned, is that when you use this stuff, and I'm going to bring it back over to me for a minute. When you use this stuff, it is probably a water-based paint, but I do find it to be thicker than your, acrylic paint. I don't know what it is, but this also fills in tiny gaps and crevices as well. So this helps when you're sealing the bottom of your water, your lake, ocean, beach, whatever. When you're sealing the bottom, or when you're painting it, you're also sealing it. So that's pretty cool. Now, again, I wouldn't normally recommend painting the foam with this. I don't know how much actually gets sealed, but it helps with stuff like that. Yeah, so I use the Hunter Green for the bottom, and I could have done it where I just did the clear resin on top of that. It is kind of a latex. Yeah. Oh, I guess, I can do clear over top of that, and it'll just show that. It's a possibility. But I did use navy blue water tint in my resin, and that's how it came out. That's how it looks there. Yeah. I'm very happy with how it turned out. I'll be happier when I see like the full finished product, and I can shoot some trains going over this bridge and add some trees and stuff, because I wanted to save all that till after. I wanted to pour the water first, do the water effects, and then come back and then do some bushes and some trees and whatnot, just to kind of add to the scene a little bit. Also, I didn't want the trees and stuff getting in the way. Last thing I need is to knock over a tree while I'm trying to pour water. So yeah, there's that. Yeah, really excited to start the year off with something like this, because again, it's been a long time coming. I've wanted to do water for so long, and I keep saying, this layout, next layout, but to be able to actually do it and implement it on the layout here, it's a whole other story. So I'm very happy that I finally got to do it. And it wasn't that bad. It really, well, so far so good anyways. Still no dripping, still no, uh-ohs. We'll call them uh-ohs. My scale is HO scale. It's a 3-level layout, all connected with this big guy back here. That's my helix. And it's almost like a dog bone style, where, you do a loop on the bottom, you go up the helix, do another loop, continue up the helix, do a loop, and then you come back to the helix and you go all the way down, and you're right back where you started. So you can full on do loops, top to bottom, and yeah, never run into another train unless your train's going the opposite way, which that's why there's passing sidings, and there's a yard on this level, that level, and there'll be one up top eventually as well. Not very big, but big enough. I appreciate it, Anthony. Thanks, Dwight. Dwight, hopefully I've inspired you in some sort of way to do some water on your layout. I mean, I was kind of like a guinea pig on this thing, and I don't really care because, like I said, it's been a long time coming, so I've really wanted to do the water and whatnot. I wonder if I can get a different angle here for you guys. I'm going to see. Let me see if I can do a different angle. Yeah, you can't really see it because of the whole because of the whole plastic piece there, but you know, it didn't even go up over the actual lip because there is a lip there. Just gonna turn that a bit this way. Ugh. Oh man, yeah, absolutely, Mike. I don't know if the reflection, like if it's possible. It's almost like an icy blue. It's a navy blue with a hunter green bottom to it. You can't really see the hunter green right now. And also, my LEDs don't really help with the fact that they're super bright. But I'll adjust all that after. I don't have the shopping cart. I have a little section on my layout where there's like a little homeless camp thing with the the little burning barrel and stuff like that. Bubs just sent me a photo, and I won't be able to see that photo because I'm using my phone to navigate with my cameras here. But you know what I can do? I just saw that I have this up here. I'm going to see if I can see the reflection of this. Kind of. I think I might have to turn down those lights though, because you'll see the reflection of the light more than anything. I was really worried about the height of the bridge compared to the water and whatnot. How far do you go with it? And, yeah. Well, I definitely got to put a second coat. I'm definitely going to do a second coat on that. Yeah. Sunday? I don't know. Maybe. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to work on Sunday. I think I've got some stuff that I can do, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I think I've been working so much on this here, trying to get this done, and also something that you're going to see on keeping track at the end of the month. Just another project, a little side project. Possibly the conclusion of a project that I've been working on. You guys remember what is it called? The diorama, the picture frame diorama. And basically all it is that I went to the dollar store, I got a picture, or a picture frame, I should say, took out the glass and made it into a module. Just a nice little centerpiece for a coffee table, something like that. Something that you can display a piece of a locomotive or a piece of rolling stock on, and something that you're proud of or whatever, if it's a custom work. And I made a little scene, and I think it looks okay. It's a good opportunity to try new things and try different things, things that you may not have tried before. And I still have stuff in there. I wonder if I can actually give it 1 second, because there's still a little bit of resin in the thing. Let me see if I can just do this. Waste not, want not. And I don't want to pour it in there. So I'm just going to... It's still somewhat usable. It's just, it just all collected here for some reason. This is a Mini Prince swimming pool. And this may or may not be going on the module. Or not the module, but the diorama. And I just wanted to put, and this is literally just enough, so I don't need to make any more, thank goodness. But wait till you see the diorama, which you'll see at the end of the month on Keeping Track. If this is any kind of indication how it's going to look. But I feel like I've been working really hard on that, so, you know, maybe it's going to be good. I'm just letting this drizzle in here. I don't know if you can see that or not, but so there we go. Okay, so that's second project done. I didn't even think I had enough for that, but turns out I did, which is great. That's an above ground pool. It's just one of those, it's not an inflatable pool, more or less one where it's like you have the iron or the metal railing that goes around and it feeds through, and then the actual liner hangs off of it. Yeah, and I mean, like, I was going to mix more just to do that, and I don't even need to now. And yeah, that basically, I mean, except for the fact that I did not film that, I'm going to have to just say I did it off screen. I could do that though, Tim. I totally could. I have a little pickup truck. I just don't want to ruin it with resin. Yeah, just dig a hole. Oh, John, I had one of those, believe it or not. I know which one you're talking about. It has the white CN turbo on one side, and oh, what was on the other side? It was like an aerial view, and I'm pretty sure it was like a freight train on the other side. But I had that as a child, and that was a good 35, years ago. Probably. I think I was like, 4 or 5 or something at the time. I don't know. And I have no idea what happened to it, but the latch on that thing was garbage. But yeah, I'm not sure what happened to it, but I I wish I still had it. It's a shame. Let's check this out again. Did we get any spills or anything yet? Hopefully not. No spills. Yeah. I think it's, yeah, I'm fairly happy with it. You know, I'm probably going to look at it for a while. I'm going to, you know, because at the end of the day, we're our own worst critics. It happens, right? Like tomorrow I'll come down here, I'll tear myself a new one, and I'll be like, ugh. You know, what could I have done better? How could I have done it better? Well, let me count the ways. But yeah, for a first pour like that, actually, I think the swimming pool turned out better than the actual lake. But who's keeping score, right? Is that warm at touch under the pure? Smell? I can definitely smell it. It doesn't smell like roses. Not terrible. I'll probably put on a fan and, you know, hope for the best. I wouldn't put my nose up to it and take a whiff, that's for sure. But, yeah, not terrible. Not terrible. It's, you know, not getting lightheaded or anything. On that note, I'm going to go pass out now. Nah. To be honest, this is all I had planned for tonight because it's such an ordeal. And it's such a, you know, it's either it's going to work or it's not going to work. You know? I'm glad it works, though. I'm glad that it turned out okay. Getting that little lip, this thing here, off that plastic resin, or not resin, but the plastic styrene off the front there. I mean, it's hot glued on, so I don't imagine it being too crazy to get off of there. But I'm still not looking forward to it, you know? And then I'll have to repaint the front there. Not a huge deal, but again, not looking forward to it. Is the underside of the river warm? Is the underside of the river warm after you poured the water out? Yeah, I have no idea what you're referring to. Like if I feel under the layout? Or are you talking about with the lights on? Does it get warm because they're LED? I mean, if I have them on too long, it feels like it gets really warm in this room. But overall, putting, you know, putting the trains on, putting the lights on, you know, even having a couple of bodies in this room, it's, you know, it's not amazing. It does get a little warm, but I can put on a fan and it keeps it cool for the most part. Most of the time it's freezing down here because it's a basement. The cure can make some warm temperature. Oh, really? I had no idea. I can't feel under. So when you're looking at the layout, like right in front of you there, like as you're looking, there is a, like right here is where the module is. So this is where you've got a piece of plywood right from like here all the way back, and it's cut round, And then it's this part here, like everything in here is raised up with foam and plaster just to have it at a certain height, because I didn't want this too low and then I'd be exposing more pier. I wanted it higher so that the bridge is just going over top of the water area. So there's a good amount there of space that technically doesn't need to be there. If that makes sense. Epoxy gets hot when it cures. When it cures. He's asking if the underside... I can't touch the underside, if that makes sense. I would try, but it's like squeezing, like wedging your hand between foam and wood and, you know, bending in weird ways. I try to keep the main parts, so not including the track, because obviously it goes downgrade. When you go to the left there, the left of the bridge, it goes down. And then also on the, well, kind of on the right as well, because the bridge had, like, the piers had to be at a certain height, so it goes down on both sides, as opposed to it being super straight. But it's more mellow on the right. But yeah, when you look at where the floor of the water is, it's flat in the sense where it's level. But everything else around it, just like in life, is not level. So the track is not perfectly level, but the bridge is. The bridge, like, I could put my level on that and it's level. The track, because it goes on an angle, like it's on a grade on both sides, won't be level. But the water is, the road in the back there is not, and of course the land in between, it goes up and down and all over. No, she's too thick to make it up to the first level. So she won't even jump up there. She's cool with sitting in a chair, or she's a ground cat. Yeah. It's my other one that's upstairs mostly that I have to worry about. He goes, like, he'll hide under the layout if he gets down here, and then he's climbed up through the helix and he's made his way to the top level of the layout before. He's nutty. But he's a barn cat, so what do you expect? I think so. I like to believe that there's little things that add, you know, that much more realism. The telephone poles for me and the guardrail, that was definitely something that I felt helped a lot. And then, of course, yeah, the water, and, like, I don't have a lot of rocks throughout my layout, but where I do have rocks, I make sure that they look okay. Yeah. And of course, you know, still adding trees and bushes and whatnot to a lot of these areas, and I have to add bridge ballast closer to the bridge once that water is all set and done. So take pride in your work, no matter how it looks or whatever, but, you know, I'm still going to be a harsh critic. I use a little bit of everything. And when I say a little bit of everything, when it comes to rocks, getting the shape is weird. You know, you can carve foam, but I don't leave it as foam. I put plaster over it. I also had a fellow YouTuber make me a bunch of castings, rock castings, that I do implement around the layout here and there. I will also take plaster and I will put it over something and I build it up. I build up the plaster. I give it a good 8 or 9 hours, and then I carve while it's still kind of soft as well. I'd like to put street lamps along there, but getting getting the wiring in there now might be a little bit more difficult. So not a huge deal. Yeah, not every road has lights along it, but it would be nice if there was lights along there. I don't have a lot of scenes that will incorporate like nighttime running. So if I did a nighttime running thing here, it would just be, you know, lights on vehicles or lights on the train itself. Oh, you got some stones? Yeah. To answer your question, Trevor, you know, there's a couple of different things you can use, but I tend to use like layers of things. So carve some rock, put some plaster on it, you know, make actual castings. It depends on the area. I've made an entire, just what would look like blast rock. And you can tell because you have because what they do is they drill holes down into the rock and they put the dynamite down in. So when it explodes, you can see the drill marks, and you can see where, you know, where it just blew off, you know, the side, right, or like where it, you know, breaks. So it really depends on the area that you're modeling. Like I've got some of these. I'll show you here. These are the castings, and these were on my old layout. And I don't know if you can see that, but I'll zoom in. Can I crop and zoom? Here we go. So when we look at this area here, not amazing or anything, but that is all rock casting there. That was from my old layout. And I think that stuff's by Woodland Scenics as well. And you kind of see my cat ran out from under there. She likes playing under the curtain and running in and out of the curtains area there. I want to go like this. You can kind of see almost like a picture frame style. This is exactly what I envisioned for my layout, for it to be almost like a picture frame, where whatever you're looking at looks like it's in a frame, I guess you could say. So yeah, for this here, this is all casting, even on the side there, but I do have to fix a lot of this up. I'm definitely not done. And behind those cars, I need to add a lot of trees, like a lot. So hopefully in the near future, I'll be able to do it, and we'll see what happens. Almost. And like that's an over-under there, right? So the train goes around. Obviously, you see the cars up there. That's on one of two sidings, right? Like, well, the main line. And below it, literally below those cars, there's a tunnel portal there that goes over to the other side of my layout. And then it loops back and it goes up grade, and that's where these cars come from. But you're either going over the bridge, which goes, you know, to the left there, or you're going under the bridge, which the track is kind of hidden because it goes down. It's down in. When you plant the trees and bushes, they will reflect in the water and add a lot of depth, and the scene will pop. That's what I'm hoping for. That's what I hope. How's the random? How's it going? I know you just joined us, but this is what I did today. I poured this water here, and I'm pretty happy with it. My problem is I don't get too excited because it's like, you know, is it good? Is it not good? Did I do it right? Do I need somebody to come and inspect it? I'm sure anybody who comes by is going to, like, you know, give it the old look test from, you know, two looks. They're going to knock on it to make sure it's still solid. No, it's nowhere in particular, Trevor. There's a lot of areas where the like up in North Bay area there, the whatchamacallit, the track will run right beside the highway. But yeah, there's also like large areas of water as well. So it's not something specific. This doesn't represent a specific area, but hopefully it looks realistic enough that it can or would. I'm going to show you this here because this is just an easier version of looking. So yeah, that road that you guys are looking at, like it comes this way, and then it goes into the entrance for my paper mill, which is back there behind the camera. And then it comes out to this crossing here, which is fun. And the one thing that nobody mentioned to me is the lines. Chris, when are you going to put the lines in? When are you going to put crossbucks or something in? That'll be next, some I'll do it at some point. But yeah, it's something that I will do. No one has ever mentioned it to me though, I don't think. But the more I look at it, the more I like it. It's deep down in there, so you don't really see it unless you're looking for it. And I do like it, but it still needs so much work. I need to get the ballast done for that too. There's another area. There's one more area that I do want to do like an awesome job of pouring water. Probably going to do it a little different. I'll show you here if you want to see it. You guys want to see it, right? Of course you do. I'll just take this camera because it's already... Now this part of the layout, this is actually, what is this, Beaver Creek Bridge or something like that? And this here, like I did all this already, but I want to come back with some static grass. It's Groundhog River Bridge, which is an actual place. It doesn't have this bridge. This is supposed to be a car bridge, but I have two train bridges instead. And the bridge that's on the other side kind of looks like, the other bridge, like the real bridge. But yeah, that's just how I have this. That's how I've represented it on the layout. And this is the top part of the layout. So yeah, I gotta, once I put the piece here and I finish this and the track work and stuff, I will do a pour up here as well, which is obviously a lot bigger, but I have to make it going, one way, right? Again, very flat area. So it's going to be fun to kind of work that out and pour the water for that. Oh, I can't do that bridge tonight because I don't have the fascia up there yet. So I won't be able to do the top level one. But I'm sure that I'll either film it or do it live, some sort of variation of that. That's a good question, Trevor. So that CN bridge there, that is from Exact Rail. It's like $45. It comes pre-built, pre-painted. There's real wiring on there. It's a very nice bridge. I found that at a shop about 45 minutes away from me. It's called Larkspur. And and they had a few different ones. They have that one with the CN. They have the same one with no CN. Then they had a black one that said Canadian Pacific in the script. And I think they had a plain silver one as well, I think. But they're becoming harder to find because Exact Rail did those a long time ago. But it works really well with the Walthers, the Walthers pier sets. My bridges everywhere else. So the top level that I just showed you, there's technically 3 different types of bridges there. There's the one big one that was right in front. That's Walthers. And then there was 2 different types of girder bridges on the other side. It's like an ABA kind of set, but it's all part of the bridge system that Walthers offers, and it's all single track. And then, of course, down here, if we look back here, I've got 3 double track bridges, and they span. I think I can do this. Crop. Here we go. I'll zoom in again for you. There's 3 bridges, and they go end to end to end, and they span like my entire back section. You can only see the 2 or 1.5 there, but trust me when I say there's 3. And yeah, those are Walthers as well, with the, of course, Walthers pier set and Walthers abutment set. Yeah, they're great. Fun to build. I love building stuff. So I made sure that when it came to doing something like that I get to build all this stuff. I did a weird kind of method of rusting those where, you know, you do the baking soda and then you paint over the baking soda and it looks like it's flaking. I mean, it kind of turned out okay, I guess. I don't know. Let's see. I'm going to attempt the Boomer diorama way of doing water when I get to that point. Yeah, he's really good at all types of scenery. Very realistic stuff. Good night, James. You have yourself a good night. Anthony wants to know what type of trees I'm going to get for this scene. I'm actually planning on doing a tree comparison for different brands of trees. I don't think it's something that really gets touched on all that much. And I'm a big fan of Grand Central Scenics. But I also see that there's a lot of different trees and whatnot on Amazon. So there's those, there's Woodland Scenics, ready-made trees, there's the trees that you can make yourself. A whole bunch of different trees. But what trees are best? Well, we'll find out. We'll take a look and we'll see what type of trees would be best. Not just for the scene, but of course, just in general for you to use on your layout. Yeah, big fan though of the Grand Central. I know I don't have my my lights aren't on right now, but these are the Grand Central ones here. We got some pine trees, some maple. That one is heavily leaning. I don't know why. But then of course back there as well, like I've got a whole scene of trees back just in there. I definitely need more trees. And then when you look at this side, sorry for the camera being all weird. It's on a tripod, so that's what you get. Those are trees that I made that are behind the paper towel there. I don't know if we can... Oh, we totally can. Crop and zoom. Like this is a little tree thing that I did right here. But, I mean, does it look good? Probably not. So I'm going to have to fix that up and do a better job. Because that's what trial and error is for, right? So I'm going to try a few things with that, and I'll, get a few different trees in, and we'll take a look at different manufacturers and where you can get trees at a discount, and the best trees to buy for your dollar, etc., etc. Don't overdo it. Yeah, I'd love to put like a majority of my trees to the back and then have it weave through a few in the front, just so you have that going through tree effect, if that makes sense. I don't mind the tall grass and whatnot and the weeds and it going through that. But another way that I can really, and I can show you with this, because somebody was mentioning earlier, why don't you put a portal, over in this area here. Well, if I put trees there, if I put trees in front of, let's say, where that go bus is, it'll look like it's just disappearing behind the trees. And you won't see the road leaving, you'll just see a tree line. And that kind of hides it. That is more of a visual thing that I'm working on, that you'll see more of down the road. But that's kind of my idea for that. I do like the idea of a tunnel, but even in my time going up to North Bay, the only tunnels that I really went through were like going under a bridge. There's not a lot of tunnels, not that I've seen anyways. So that's why I'm trying to avoid stuff like that and make it more like, well, there's bridges, there's overpasses, stuff like that. But the train itself, it does go, I had to have it loop under, in certain areas just because unfortunately, that's the way it is, right? That's the way the track work went. Yeah, I think, Trevor, I think they might still have a couple. Yeah. Yeah, I think they might still have some. I don't know. I didn't buy them all. I only bought the one. I have to check. I think Trackside Mike wants one as well. I didn't get the green light to go get him one though yet. So maybe I'm going to have to sneak out there at some point. Thanks, Russ. Let me take a look. Let me take a look at the water, because I poured it. It's 9:30 right now. I finished pouring it by 8:30. So I'm going to see if there's any bubbles or anything. It's starting to become more clear. And which is really neat. You can really see the bottom. Like the under, whatever you call it, like when I painted the floor, the bottom of the thing. So you really have to pay attention to that. Maybe even 2 coats. I only did 1 coat, but anywhere where I still saw some white, I did some touch-ups. But I didn't do a super thick coat down the middle, and you can kind of see. So it's not super amazing, but again, this is only 1 layer. I do like how it looks like the rocks are disappearing under the water. And because of this light here, it does, make the water glisten as well. Now, if you guys are seeing little bumps along here, there are little rocks, but I really don't see any bubbles. I wonder if I can I still do this? I'm going to show you just a different view. There we go. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but I still have a bit of work to do. But this is kind of, you know. I don't know. I don't know. No coloring. Okay. I will take your word for it, Bubs. Because not only do I not know what I'm doing, but I'm also up for trying anything. So, yeah, I'll do, I'll wait till next week. You know, Monday, Tuesday, whatever. Maybe even Wednesday. Wednesday, for sure, it'll be cured. And, you know, I'm off that day, so I can, you know, do this kind of stuff. So, no palm trees. We don't have palm trees in Canada, Dwight. I said I was open to good ideas. But anyways, I think that do we chalk it up to a win? Yay, nay? Water Wednesdays, where I take my garden hose and soak my layout to clean it of all of its messes. Water Wednesdays. You know, I might. I don't know. I didn't really want to put anything in the water. I know I probably could. I could add a little guy there or something. I don't know. It's like there's no dock, and you know, I could put a guy on the rocks, but I don't know. I just wanted it to be just a simple little water scene. I can always add to it, right? Yeah, I can add to it. I'll add to it later. I don't know. Water Wednesdays. Water Wings Wednesdays, guys. Bring your water wings and was it poolside fashion faux pas? And then we'll you know, pour some more water on Wednesday. I think that sounds like a good idea. So at least I know I can do it in 30 minutes. 5 minutes if I don't talk your ear off first. So I don't know if I feel like putting some guys fiffing on, you know, in the water. I don't know. I don't know what fiffing is. But yeah, I know. Fishing, right? Fishing. MBR has great trees. Check them out. MBR. I don't know what MBR is. I'll look it up. MBR trees. Where can you find MBR trees? Is this a thing I should be looking up on Google? mbrtrees.com. I think the water is too dark to put fishes in, to be honest with you. Hey, Bernard, by the way. Yeah, I think the water is too dark for the fishes. Yeah, I can't say I've ever heard of MBR as well. Mind you, I'm not a tree. I'm not like, I don't have an arborist badge or anything like that. So I don't know. I don't really look into trees all that much. I've been so stuck on these Grand Centrals that I don't really, because after trying to make my own trees and doing the Woodland Scenics trees, I love Woodland Scenics, and they have amazing products. But the one thing I cannot stand are their trees that you have to make yourself. They're metal. They're well, it's like a pewter metal, and they're so heavy, and they're top heavy, and it's crazy because they're just so heavy, and they shouldn't be, but they are, and to me that sucks. So I don't like them. So I even have these other things, and I think they're like Bachman. It came in a pack. It's like a plastic with a cardboard backing. It looked like a blister pack, and it was like yay tall. And you know, you open it up, and then the trees, you pick them all out, and then you can just, you know, but they're very ugly looking little trees. So I have them mixed in with other stuff, so they're very subtle. You can't have a group of those together because they're too ugly. Reynolds Imports out of Chicago. That's probably why. Chicago is a hop, skip, and a jump from me, so I don't know what's good in Chicago. I'd rather, yeah, for me, 100%. If you've ever held a Grand Central Scenery tree, Grand Central Scenics, I can do this. I can do it for you. If you've ever held one of these and you looked at it, you're like, oh my gosh, that is a sweet looking tree. I'm not even going to pull out my best looking tree, but I'm going to pull out one. Let's pull out this one because I can. What? I need like a million of these. It's a pine tree. I think it has almost like that blue spruce kind of, or what is it, blue pine to it, or a blue fir, something like that. I don't know. Again, I don't know my trees all that well, but this thing is super light, and all the weight is down here, and it's wire, it's metal wire, and I drill a hole, and it goes in the layout, and it just sits there like that. Like, I'm not even clenching it right now. It's just sitting there. And that's the way a tree is easily adaptable to your layout, where you just drill a hole, put it in, and I don't even have to glue these things. They're awesome. I'll show you another one. Hang on. And the cool thing is that, like, when you put them on there, when you put it in the hole, you kind of have to spin it a little bit. And you'll find a nice way that it sits. And when it sits, like when you find a nice angle for it, it just, oh, it looks so good. Yeah. There's a little, I think there's a maple. I want to say it's a maple tree. There's a couple of different colored leaves in there. And again, like, you've got your thick trunk base, tree base. And it's really fluffy, but it's really light. And then that almost feels like, almost like dowel, but you can tell it gets thinner as it goes up, opposed to it being, you know, thick all the way through, right? And they glue like these branches all the way up, and it just, like, you have to literally look at the underside to be able to see how they actually create this. But these are all handmade, not by me. I don't have that kind of patience. I've got patience, but not this kind of patience. So, yeah, very neat. And Grand Central, like, they've been good. They send me products sometimes to show off, yeah, but it's so much easier when, you know, the product's actually decent. It's not like, you know, a cruddy locomotive, and they send you a cruddy locomotive, and then you have to talk about how awesome it is when you know it's cruddy. These are actually pretty solid trees, and they're in San Francisco. I think they're also made in San Francisco. So, you know, for those who are in the U.S., you can order direct from Grand Central Scenery, or for some reason I call them Grand Central Scenics, but it's grandcentralscenery.com. Very nice trees. And I drill a little bit of a bigger hole for, obviously, these ones, and I push them down in, and they sit there. And I've got a few different types of those. And there's a whole bunch of different sizes. I think Derek Alexander, I sent him some winterized trees. They were probably pine trees, but they had snow all over them, which, yes, they do. They do winter trees as well, which is really neat. So he won some last year. Have a great night, Sparky. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for hanging out. But yeah, Derek got some of those last year. I don't know what he did with them, but you know, he has some. And do I have any other trees? I don't think so. Yeah. Again, I'm going to try ordering some different trees from different places. I'll probably like MBR as well. Maybe. Yeah, frosted pines. Yeah. It's great for like if you like I don't have winter on my layout, so I wouldn't have kept them anyways. But you know, I'm glad to send those out. It depends. Some trees, they come in like a set of 4, a set of 3, and they're also different heights. And then you can buy individual trees. And it's all American pricing, so I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, I don't know. $15, I think, for like 3 or 4 of the pine trees. I think, you know, that tree, the round tree, the green one that I showed you, that I think came in a pack of 4, and all 4 were different sizes. And I think it was like $25 for a set like that. And I think it's $25 American. So it might be like $30 Canadian. I was going to become a Canadian seller for them and just buy a whole bunch and then resell them for those of you who are in Canada, but you know, you need to have a reseller's license and all that stuff, and it's like so much work. I already got so much going on. I'll never get this layout done if I'm doing all these other projects. I sell the posters. That's still a thing. But yeah, making your own trees, honestly, and then like even Sparky, he makes a really good willow tree as well. And then I think it was Sidetracks. He has the what are they called? Super trees, which is something I really want to try. I want to order some super trees from, I think it's Scenic Express. I think. So that's another thing I want to try. Yeah. Tim, do you want to make me some trees? Is it all N scale though, Tim? Or do you do HO as well? I'll send you some N scale pine trees. I think I've got some. Or they're just really small. Either way. I got a bag of them actually. But yeah. Well, I think I've talked your ear off enough already. And we've already established that this is done. I did the little swimming pool as well, which I'm moderately happy with, which is kind of neat. And I'll be able to put that back on the thing. The posters, I sell those. So, does anybody know my email address? I can't type here. Why can't I type here? Okay, let me try. Give me 1 second. I want to see if I can do this. Because I'm broadcasting from my phone. And my phone just controls the cameras. So I can't type into the chat. So I'm going to see if I can open up the video from here. without there being an echo. Okay, here we go. I should be able to comment as myself. Comment as myself. Oh, right, there we are. So GVO after dark at hotmail.com. Trevor, if you want to shoot me an email, there's my email there. I've got a few different posters that are available. And they are mostly... Oh, I lost the page. Okay, I'll just open that back up then, because I can still see the chat and talk. So these posters here, these are some of the ones that I have here. So I've got, there is a couple of Ontario Northland that I have, Via Rail, and a couple of different CN as well. They're all 11 by 17, and I usually sell them for about $25 a piece, Canadian. Ugh. Yeah. And then I get the nice frames there from good old whatchamacallit. Michaels. I did use, it's an epoxy resin. It's two parts. So there's the one part, and then you have to mix it with another part for it to activate. Yeah, I don't have any more of the one on the bottom, but I have two different versions of the one on the top. Because the one on the top there has the All Child's Life Matters locomotive that they just painted in real life. That's the second one down. But I also have that exact same poster without the All Child Lives Matters. I do have one US engine that's not up there. Because Mark, M&M Rails, he wanted a Santa Fe loco set. I think I have it here. And I got two of them for some reason. So... yeah, this is the Santa Fe one. So I have one for Mark, and then I have a spare. So if the US one that you're looking for is Santa Fe, then... Oh, House of Random got the Aurora Miniatures SD60. I'm still waiting on mine. They haven't hit Canada yet. Well, no, they hit Canada, but they haven't hit our stores yet, I should say. No, but I do have to order in some Conrail eventually. What I basically do is I put in a massive order because they come from the States. The artist himself, Andy Fletcher, he hand draws all of these, and he does a really good job. Each one of them are very prototypical, and all the numbers, all the road numbers are exact for each, of them. I've had CP. I had all the military unit ones. I sold like all of them. They're all gone. All the Canadian steam. A bunch of Canadian steam locomotives all on one poster. That one was really nice. I just recently got James the Toronto, Hamilton, and Buffalo. That one was really nice. But Yes, yeah, Chris has the military one. That one is super nice because it has every single CP unit on it. It looks so good. Yeah, so I'm not even done collecting. Like I've got those are my top 6 right now. I did have a Go Transit one, but I did end up selling it at one point. So there's a bunch that I still have to order in, and I'm going to order those, once I go through a lot of the ones that I have now. And once they're gone, then, I refund more. Yeah, Amtrak is on my list. Because there's an Amtrak Heritage poster that's really nice. And even see that top one there, the CN, all the locomotives. Any of the or all of the guys that are part of the crew, the GVO crew in the silver or platinum. I had done a thing last year where if you were a subscriber from July to December, you got that poster for free. And I sent those all out already. So, yeah, there's a few of us that actually have that. We all have that poster now. Mike is one of them. James is one of them. Dennis, I sent him his. I think he put it up. He already tagged and Andy Fletcher when he took the picture. So, and Andy Fletcher was, he's always blown away and whatnot. And he knows he gets lots of love up here in Canada. So he does a lot of Canadian units for us guys. So, but yeah, I'll try to expand a little bit more over to the US stuff. It's just that for the guys who mostly do US stuff, if they live in the US, right? So if you live in the US, it's just easier to order direct from Andy Fletcher, opposed to where if you're in Canada, instead of paying that, crazy shipping and whatnot and import fees and all that grossness, you just order it from me. And whatever I have in stock, I sell, and then I get more in. So that's just how I do that. Yeah, no rush. Let me know. And if Trevor, if you're that close, free shipping, because I could probably just meet you somewhere. I'm in Stittsville. If you're 45 minutes from whatchamacallit, from Larkspur, then you probably know where Stittsville is. So, but yeah. But yeah, I'll probably do that whole thing again for my silver and platinum members. I'll pick a new poster every year, but I'll do that later on in the year. So I'll do that again July till December, and then I'm going to pick a new poster. And then that way you guys keep collecting the posters, and I'll make sure that they're awesome every single time. I just thought this one was, perfect. Yeah, we'll just work that out, and you can probably swing by. Andy Fletcher's website. It's custom trains something. Let me double check the website here. It's like custom train something. Customtrains.org. So I'm just going to do this and do this. So if you are in the United States and you do want to order some of these posters, go take a look at the website. There's a whole bunch of different ones you can choose from. And of course, I'm not going to carry all of them because I do pay, for the posters up front, but good. Yeah. I lived in Almont at one point, but then I moved to Stittsville, but my wife still works in Almont. So I'm there like literally at least 4 days a week. So yeah, no worries. No worries. At least if you come over here, you can see the trains. But hey, either way. But yeah. So I'm gonna go back because you guys are probably done looking at that stuff there. Yeah, lots to choose from. But yeah, go check him out. And I'm going to support it because, I think he does great work. And I love showing support, especially if it has to do with the railroad and whatnot. So yeah, he posts a different poster on Facebook every single day. He does have a YouTube, but I don't see him post on YouTube all that much. But he does have some videos where he does, he's done the events and whatnot. He does go to train shows, and he does honor a lot of the veterans, and he does little things like that where he makes contributions and stuff as well. So he's just an all-around good dude, and you can't help but support that. And that's why I push this stuff, I want to push that as far as I can. So bringing it up to Canada and getting it, out to you guys here is just my way of helping. I don't do the art. I just frame it and love it. That's all I do. Yeah, you as well, Trevor. I'm also on Instagram and Facebook as well. You can find me under Go Via or Go Home, or at Go Via or Go Home. I think that's how they do it on there. Either or. But yeah, we do this thing here, this live, once a month, but every week there's one of us. So there's Tim, which is they make it like that. He's the first Thursday. I'm the second Thursday. M&M Rails is the third Thursday. And then we're back here the very last Thursday of the month. We do two things. So Keeping Track is this little ditty that I've been doing I did it last year and I'm continuing it on this year. It's usually a half hour, 45-minute show of just whatever. It's like there'll be rail fanning, working on the layout, just a special project. Sometimes it might be an interview. I've got a list of things: product review, demo, stuff like that. An unboxing of some sort. And that starts at 7 o'clock, and that's usually 7 till 8. And then at 8 o'clock, we go live doing GVO After Dark, which is the once a month show where, we talk trains, and we do this live with you guys. Again, Thursdays are our live night, we all come together, we hang out for an hour. Unless you're watching Tim's channel, then you're watching for like 3 hours or 4 if you're lucky. I'm just saying that because I see him in the chat there, so I have to get him in there, get the digs. Tim's great though. Tim, I got to check out your new place. I got to come down there and check out. I got to check out the new place. But make sure that you're building an HO scale layout in your new place. Not if Chris has something to say about that. I'm sure he's happy with the fact that he's N scale. Either way. But I do want to thank you guys tonight for hanging out. We got the water done. It'll grow on me. I'm sure it'll grow on me. I should have made a Pepsi River or a Coca-Cola fountain in there. That would have been neat, wouldn't it? I think so. Just send it. Oh, right, the Sunday brunch build. Duh. Every Sunday. And there's no real set time because sometimes I have to take my wife to Almont to work. But usually I'm here at between 11 and 12, I'll start a live, and I have other modelers, very talented people come up and they do their thing while I do my thing, and we do our thing together. And that thing is talk about the hobby and, work on kits. Sometimes I'll work on the layout, graffitiing, weathering. Last Sunday, I don't know if you guys caught it, but I took a locomotive apart and I put a new motor in. It was such a flop because it still didn't work, but I fully did that. And I don't ever do things like that. So when I do, I'm so proud of myself, look at me doing things, but I have to send it back to Bowser, unfortunately. But It was worth a shot. It was worth a shot, and I had fun doing it, and I got to share it with you guys. So, yeah, just all these little things on Sunday. We usually do like an hour or two, and then I have to cut it off because I have to go to work, which is like 2 minutes across the room there. But yeah, so that's Sunday, every Sunday. And sometimes on Wednesdays, I do a running trains live where I use these cameras. I position them around the room and I run my trains. Go Transit, Ontario Northland, CN, Via Rail. What else do I have? I have got a Norfolk Southern randomly, but I'm okay with it because I love it. And yeah, I run trains all around and have fun discussions about it. It's great. And I love sharing all this stuff with you guys. And you guys are awesome for showing up and being a part of it. Otherwise, it would just be me by my lonely onesie, just playing with my trains. So that's about it. Anyways, I want to thank you guys so much for hanging out tonight. It's been a great Thursday, and I had lots of fun doing this and getting so much done. I'm going to say I got so much done. I got a lot done. I filled the swimming pool. Jeez. I've done that in real life, and it takes way longer. And it's like way boring. But I made it fun because I did the drizzly thing, and it drizzled into the pool. And it, it worked. So I'm happy with that. So we'll see you. We'll see you, what's today? Thursday? We'll see you on Sunday. And if not, we'll see you next week on Mark's channel. I was going to say Mike's. Mike is on Monday. Mike and James on Monday. Don't forget Mike and James on Monday, 7 o'clock. But then we'll be over on Mr. Eminem Rails' channel, where he's going to pour a bucket of water on his layout. And we'll all be there to watch that, because that'll be fun. Yeah. But I'm tired. And I think I'm out of cola, and my throat is sore now from talking so much. And Steve is here. Steve, why don't you say something? Hi and bye. Steve, come on, man. Ugh. All right. That's fine. That's fine. Totally cool. But besides all that, one more thing. And I'm going to leave you with one more thing. This June, get ready, because we are going to do the second YouTube meet and greet, where it'll probably be, in Toronto somewhere. But, we're going to meet up. We're going to have a day, and I'll plan a day, and we're all going to hang out. It's going to involve trains, possibly, most likely. Involve more trains, maybe some rail fanning, a little bit of A, a little bit of B. I'm working on it. I'm really working on it. But we're shooting for June this year. We're shooting for June. Just like last June, we all met up at Otter Valley. There was a lot of us. You guys are great. So hopefully, if there's any US guys that want to come up to Canada, I put my email in there. Just send me a message, and I'll make sure that you guys get some good deets. I'll send you details for the meetup. And once, of course, the plans become more finalized, I'd be very interested to see who would like to come. I mean, whatchamacallit? DJ from DJ's Trains came last year. Total shot in the dark. Hey man, do you want to come hang out with some crazy guys who love trains just as much as you? Yeah, absolutely. Tell me when and where. Like, mind blown. So he's the coolest guy. And yeah. Either way. Okay, that's it. I promise. That's it. Yeah. This time we're good. We're good. We'll see you on Sunday, and then Monday over on Mike. I think it's Mike's turn. It's either yeah, I'm pretty sure Mike is going live. Either way, we'll see you then. Thank you so much. I'm go Veer, go home, and I have a train to catch, and possibly a leak. I'm just kidding. There's no leak.